Hi, my name is Michelle Neal, and I'm a doctoral student at North Central University. I just finished my first year with core subjects, and now I'm entering the second phase of research. And my interest area is in the area of early childhood development, which I've been in the last 34 years as a founder of a school, teacher, executive director, and now I'm going back to school for my doctorate in hopes of teaching teachers someday and doing research. In this video, I will be discussing my framework type, and this will serve as a lens for my study. And I'll state my problem statement and my purpose statement, and I'll discuss how my framework is relevant to my topic. I'll provide research questions, both quantitative and qualitative, and then I'll end with how these questions and hypotheses will align with my chosen framework. So to begin, my chosen framework is a conceptual framework to guide my study. The specific problem is in the rural areas of the Eastern Cape of South Africa, where parent and caregivers are not involved in their child's development or schooling. Research from Segoy and Bischoff indicates the importance of parental involvement, especially in the earliest years, where the foundation of all future social, emotional, physical, and cognitive skills are developed. My purpose statement is, the purpose of the study is to explore how implementation of daily in-home activities in the lives of the Eastern Cape rural families could be tailored as supports for parental involvement through interactions with their preschool-age children, with the notion that this encouragement will help them to become more actively involved in their learning and development, especially with the early childhood skills, the cognitive, the linguistic, the social, emotional, and the physical. What is the conceptual framework? Why is the conceptual framework relevant to my research? The essence of a conceptual framework is that it offers a map that guides my study to realizing its objective or intent. In other words, the conceptual framework sets the stage to present my research question, then drives the investigation, and then in doing so, I gain new knowledge that helps give a resolution to my problem. This conceptual framework provides a synthesis of the literature and how to explain a phenomenon. I'll first begin with my topic and problem statement, which is the South African impoverished rural families of the Eastern Cape, and then the problem statement, for example, lack of parental involvement. I'll review the relevant literature using peer-reviewed articles, developing concepts and constructs as I form new ideas. My problem statement will always be my reference point as I look for these variables in the literature, looking at gaps in the literature as I develop my research questions. My proposed qualitative study using observation and interviews will attempt to answer these questions that the researchers have not explained yet. A qualitative research question could be, how can we improve early childhood development in impoverished rural areas by including parents and their daily activities? And sub-questions from that, why is parental involvement so significant in early childhood development? Who plays the role of the caregiver? Is it the grandparent? Is it the sibling, the cousins? Is the father absent? It could be a group of people. How far is the home from the actual rural preschools? Are children attending? Can a teacher with only level 6 education actually be responsible for teaching parents the importance of parental involvement? Can we teach intentionally tasks or activities that a parent could ask a child to do that would involve them and be teaching them executive functioning skills, such as gathering food for dinner, learning to cook a meal, planting? A quantitative research question would look at the numbers. It uses a scientific method to record observations of numerical data. In my study, a quantitative question relevant to the problem statement could be, what is the average number of children under age 6 in a typical household? How many people act as a caregiver in that role? A null hypothesis could look at the fact that If men are the ones giving orders and women don't respect taking orders or instruction from other women, how would we be able to teach these skills as females? Another null hypothesis would involve communication. If we don't have a translator and can't communicate, how would we be able to get the instructions to show the importance of parental involvement? A corresponding hypothesis would be parent and caregivers will show increased involvement in their daily activities when shown intentional methods or through demonstration. Lastly, using a conceptual framework, the research questions and hypotheses align. For example, using a qualitative study to explore ways to increase parent involvement in their child's learning, the research question gives a good description of the reality we see, which will then eventually provoke the why questions for the research. The hypothesis states if parents are involved in their child's early learning skill development, then positive outcomes such as improved school retention rates will occur. Both the research question and the hypotheses align directly to the research problem and purpose statement. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Have a great rest of the afternoon. Thank you.